Some people believe that wind is the most dangerous type of weather. Some people believe that rain is the most dangerous type of weather. And then there are some people who believe that wind and rain together is the most dangerous type of weather. This is known as a hurricane. More specifically, hurricanes in North Carolina. Hurricanes are very interesting, and they're very interesting because they just happen naturally on their own. They typically start as tropical storms and get stronger and stronger and can do so much damage in a short amount of time. I have always been very fascinated with hurricanes, and I just so happened to grow up in North Carolina where they happen very often, not on the coast, but far enough away from the coast to where they didn't really damage anything near where I lived, so that was good. Hurricanes in North Carolina have caused and are still causing billions and billions of dollars in damage. I will talk about Hurricane Ivan, Hurricane Matthew, and Hurricane Florence, and give information about each of those specific hurricanes. To begin, Hurricane Ivan was a very long-lived hurricane that occurred in 2004. According to hurricanescience.org, Hurricane Ivan began as a very, very small tropical storm and grew into a Category 3 hurricane. And it eventually became even bigger and grew into a Category 5 hurricane. This hurricane killed 39 people, and of those 39 people, 12 were from North Carolina itself. The winds and the floods left 18,000 people homeless, and $24 million in damages occurred from this. The eye of the hurricane hit in Alabama and continued to North Carolina, and the damage was very extensive. This hurricane lasted a total of 22 days. Hurricanes can be very short-lived or long, but they can affect so many things and cause so much damage. Hurricane Ivan was said to have caused $20.5 billion in damage in the U.S. After Hurricane Ivan, the next biggest hurricane in North Carolina was Hurricane Matthew. Hurricane Matthew was the most powerful storm in the 2016 storm season. Hurricane Matthew hit land in South Carolina on October 8th and continued north to North Carolina. Even though the further north the hurricane went, it became less powerful and still did so much damage. Damage in the United States was estimated by the National Center for Environmental Information at $10.3 billion. Before people even knew it, they lost their homes, they lost their cars, they lost everything. Flooding and power outages was probably the biggest issue for people in North Carolina coast from Hurricane Matthew. Now that Hurricane Ivan and Hurricane Matthew have been discussed, I'm going to talk about the most recent hurricane of 2018. Hurricane Florence hit land on September 14th of 2018 in the Carolinas. According to World Vision, Hurricane Florence has been the wettest storm ever to hit the Carolinas. It hit land as a Category 2 hurricane on September 14th in Wrightsville, North Carolina, which is just miles from Wilmington, North Carolina. An estimated $20 billion in damage has occurred to this day and is still occurring from this hurricane. More than 1 million people were under mandatory evacuation. To this day, people are still suffering from this hurricane. So at this point of my speech, I will show a video, but I can't show the video on screen right now. So it would last a few minutes, just a weatherman video. So in conclusion, 3 of the biggest and most dangerous hurricanes in North Carolina in the past 15 years were Hurricane Ivan, which occurred in 2014, Hurricane Matthew, which occurred in 2014, and Hurricane Florence in 2018. While hurricanes in North Carolina are not as bad compared to, say, people on more southern coast, which in Florida and Tampa, places like that, they can still do so much more damage than you could ever imagine.